On Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for, hey, is there anything you would like me to discuss today? Okay, fine. So, A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for December 8th. I cannot believe how fast this is all going by. I am a good way through, like I'd say 70% through completed Brother Christmas list orders. Now, what I mean by that is Brother Christmas orders where everything that was on that order is here. I will then start breaking down those orders and sending partial orders, especially when there are big items or items that are likely to be more challenging to ship. We are doing our best to keep up with orders, but sometimes our best is just not good enough. We're doing a good job of it. We've done a good job catching up, but we're working at it, and we will be doing more and more work kind of after hours. Like my next couple of days will be at home making sure Jeannie's fed and comfortable and happy. But over the weekend, like probably Sunday, Monday, and next week, I'll probably leave work, get the dogs, get home, feed Jeannie, and come back. So it is, that time of year. For those of you like that are new to our Christmas list, we will do our best to get stuff out for the Christmas list. Some of it won't make it out. We'll do our best to get it to you, and we'll be making sure that FedEx and stuff can deliver in the time that we're off. But we will be working over that period of time, just focused on Christmas list stuff between Christmas and New Year's. So some of the stuff may not make it out to you by Christmas Day, and we'll do our best to get that done. Let's talk a little bit about next week. I had my first person yesterday that showed up that was like, I'm desperate for same day service. The answer was no. So, I don't mean to make light of that situation. I'd love to be able to handle that, but there's just so much going on in the store. There's no way for us to accommodate it. And with the machines that are already here, the majority of which I told people they would get back before the holiday, it's just too important for me to get that stuff done before the holiday. So just keep that in mind. There is no same day service. Let's see what is happening next week. We do today have Snug as a Mug on a Rug holiday sew along. That is happening today from 10:30 to 12:30. We have next Tuesday is our first print Moda class. That is 10:30 to 1:30. Is that full, Michelle?
I think it is, yes.
I believe that class is full. I heard Michelle yesterday say that she is working on January and February class times for Print Moda and Art Spira. On Wednesday, December 13th, we have Multi-Needle Mastery Series. Let's use those Durkee hoops. So, and we still have some spots available for that class, Michelle?
Let me look. There's kits left, so...
I think there's only like,
I think
there's only 6 people.
Yes, there's room.
So there is room in that. So if you have a multi-needle and you want to learn how to use Durkee hoops, even if you don't have them, it might be a good class for you to see if you need or want them. So that is on Wednesday, December 13th between 10:30 and 2:30. And there is, I'm not sure about this one. I need to see if there's indeed a second Print Moda fabric class on Thursday or what's happening there. And Michelle, I just heard Michelle step out. So I'm going to leave that there. We'll talk more about that on Monday. Let's see here. Have you contacted everyone for the brother orders? No. Well, it depends on what you're asking. If your order was complete, once I have everything packaged, ready to be shipped out, shipping calculated, and a total created, you will get a phone call from me if it's during business hours, or you will get an email from us with an invoice. Also, probably an email directly from me with that invoice, and we'll release that for shipping once those invoices are paid. If you haven't heard from us, it means I haven't either. There's probably like 4 or 5 orders that are complete that I'm still going to try to get out. I'd say probably 25 or 30 have gone out. And then I will start reaching out about partial stuff. So no, I haven't contacted everybody. I've contacted the people whose stuff was complete that I've had successfully packaged and shipped or ready to ship. So if you haven't heard from me, don't panic. I don't need a million people reaching out going, I never heard from you. We will get to you. We are waiting for some key items like 5x7 magnetic frames. We only received 2 of the many we ordered. 9.5 by 14 inch hoops, 8.5 by 8 by 12 hoops. That kind of stuff is actually, I think, arriving today or Monday. Let's see here. Hello, everyone from Northern Ontario, Canada. Good morning, Patrick. What is the secret to get a competent representative by phone at Brother? I believe they're all competent, and it depends upon what you're calling about. So let me just speak in customer services defense. When you ladies call with a problem, half the challenge is understanding what you're actually telling us. And so, like, a lot of times I'll spend a long time talking to somebody about a problem they're experiencing only to realize we've totally taken the wrong branch in the conversation and that what you're describing is something totally different. We had that yesterday. Somebody called about a challenge that they were having in IQ Designer or Design Center. And once we reached a point where I was like, that sounds like operator error, turn the machine off, start from scratch, see what happens, then it was fine. But there was like 15 or 20 minutes spent getting to that point. So, and this is a pertinent story. So I had a woman come in, brought me 2 sewing machines. Older, mechanical, metal machines. And so I open one machine looks fine. Let's service the machine, we'll put it away. Put it in the lineup. Open the next machine is a mess. Like, it looks like it's been dropped down a flight of stairs. And I go, what's happened with this machine? And the woman goes, she didn't tell me this. I'm looking at it going, this doesn't make any sense. What happened to the machine? And she's like, well, I have to park at the bottom of stairs and I live at the top of these stairs. Like, my house is up this really steep hill, and coming out of the house this morning, I dropped the machine and it rolled to the bottom of the hill. And so I go, this machine's too far gone. It's too broken. It's not going to make sense to fix this machine. So we service her machine, sewing beautifully. She comes in, she picks it up, she goes home. I get a phone call from her 2 weeks later. Nothing in the machine works. Everything's wrong. I don't know what's going on. Well, it's impossible for me to figure out what she's telling me over the phone. Bring the machine back. Let me take a look at it. In my head, I think she's probably misthreaded it or something like that. She gets here. She walks through the door. She puts the machine on the bench. I open the case, and the machine looks exactly like the machine that we basically had told her she should discard when she came in the first time. And I go, what happened to the machine? And she goes, well, when I got home, I walked to the top of the stairs and I dropped it. And the machine rolled to the bottom of the hill. I go, ma'am, you got to lead with that, right? You got to tell me that you dropped the machine, because of course it doesn't work. It's destroyed. It's totally broken. And the point I'm making is, when we talk to you on the phone, we only get a part of the story. And so, sometimes we can start all the way from the beginning. So it can be frustrating when you're talking to somebody and they say to you, turn everything off, turn it back on, let's start from the beginning. And you're like, I've done that 35 times already. Think back, though, how many times when you do it with somebody on the phone, you get to that part that doesn't work and it works. And so the point I'm making is, be kind to the people that are working with you from customer service, because as frustrated as you are with the thing that's not working, we're as frustrated with you because we're trying to figure out what you're telling us, and we're trying to help you. That's the one thing I really hope to get across here, is not that you are frustrating. It's that you're dealing with the one person who's trying to help you. Nobody else in your life is trying to help you with this stuff, but that person is. And so you just have to remember that there are all these branches that lead to a successful outcome, but it's really hard to find the branch, right? So, sometimes you don't tell us the whole story. Sometimes there's something weird. Sometimes it's your home network. Sometimes it's this. Sometimes it's that. So, my belief, Lynn, is that the person that you're dealing with is probably competent, but the challenge that you're providing them with has too many branches. So just remember that when you call about something, is that it's really, really hard for us. The most frustrating thing for me is when somebody calls about a central vacuum problem. Because half the time they go, when I turn the vacuum on, the vacuum comes on, but the brush doesn't work. But then when they show up, I turn on the brush and the brush is turning on, but the vacuum doesn't turn on. Totally opposite of what they're telling me. So a lot of what that person's trying to do is just figure out what you're really trying to tell us the problem is. Will there be a class for Durkee hoops on single needle machines? No, there won't, because Durkee hoops work almost identical to your standard hoops on single needle machines. So I doubt we'll ever really do a Durkee hoop class.
Definitely for a free arm, like the little beanie hat. And things.
Right. I'm just saying that, I don't really see the purpose in a Durkee class for single needle machines. Is there still time to sign up for the mug rug class in the sew along today?
It is if they can cut fast, because they have to prep their fabric.
Say that one more time.
They have to prep fabric prior to class, so if they can sign up and.
Will you call Myra Long?
Okay.
Happy Friday. I know you're busy, but give me a call about paying for my prize winner shipping. I will do that. Literally the last couple of days, I've spent the whole day playing catch up, so if I have time, I will do that. Heather Mundy, I think, would like to sign up for that class too. So if you can reach out to those two.
Okay.
So yeah, can't address why they're disconnecting you. Meyer also would like to do this. That's a good suggestion, Cindy. You can always post a question to their Facebook group,
Hello.
Lynn.
I can
And Betty, if you want, should I have Michelle reach out to you too?
But know that there is work for it. So you'll have some cutting
Barbara
and stuff
Jones.
to do.
I learned to take lots of screenshots, video machine.
All right. All good. That's all right. It's a free. That's fine.
Barbara
I'll talk to
Jones,
you in
this
the
is what
class
I
and
do
we
too.
get
Good
done what you're
morning.
done.
Your
If not, just hang
suggestion.
with us and so. Uh-huh.
We'll try again.
thank
I wish
you.
I
I
could
will do that
train
next. All
on
right,
sewing
thanks,
machine
Myra.
maintenance
Bye-bye.
because I love all things tech mechanical. I mean, I think, Christy, that there's certainly options for that. We don't train people how to do it because I can't tell you how many times people have done it wrong. But I think there's a lot of information out there about it. There's a machine repair school in Waco, pricey, but looks interesting. All right, so would you reach out to Betty Stogner too
Okay.
about that? And I think Heather just
Yeah,
went
I think
ahead
Heather
and
did.
signed up. Okay, so we don't have a whole lot else
In the class,
to talk about today, and I arrived this
get
morning
ready for it.
and did not
Oh,
actually. Oh wait,
all right. We'll do.
look, this is like
Bye.
been the giveaway that keeps on giving. All right, so let's talk giveaway. If there's anybody who's watching that is new to the live stream, we do a giveaway every Friday. Interestingly enough, our Friday live streams have been getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 to 700 viewers. But only about 100 people or so take advantage of the giveaway. So every Friday we do a giveaway. So a couple things about the channel. Remember to hit the thumbs up button. Remember to subscribe if you like what you see, the little subscribe icon, and then hit that little bell icon. That's notifications. If you do those three things, two things will happen for you on YouTube. One, anytime we do a sew along, a video, a Technique Tuesday, anything that we post to YouTube that is public, you will be notified about.
There is some prep work.
And so the we'll talk about that too, Heather. Thank you. The
Okay.
so you'll be notified when we do our stuff. The other thing that happens that's really nice is and you're listening to a guy, I was going to say talking to, but you're communicating with, listening to a guy who watches YouTube almost exclusively. So Jeannie loves TV programs, and we have all these streaming platforms. And how many times, for those of you with lots of streaming platforms, on like a Friday night or a Saturday night, do you sit down and you look through it and you're like, how is it I have the world's 3 most popular streaming programs and there's absolutely nothing that's not awful to watch? YouTube's great because the algorithm shows you stuff. And if you subscribe, and hit that bell icon, what that algorithm will do is it'll start showing you more content like this. Now, that does mean that you'll see our competitors. That's great. You're going to see more sewing, craft content, stuff like that, because that's how we're categorized. So those are the two things that happen by doing that. So every Friday we do a giveaway. What's happening on this side, that's chat. It's live. It only happens when this is live. So the questions that I will ask you to answer will happen below, and that happens after the live stream ends. So you have the entire weekend to watch and answer that question. And like I said, only about a fifth of you do. So, our giveaway prizes this week, it seems like we've been doing this every week, is going to be one of these Sensa green boxes. So a great little box, beautiful Madeira thread, sustainably made, no chemicals, all that stuff. If you win and you're out of town, similar to what was asked earlier, you have to pay the actual shipping for what you want. So if you win, we reach out to you. If we don't know who you are, and hang on, I wonder if where was that question about me reaching out about shipping? I gotta look back at that because maybe Linda Burr. Were you one of last week's winners, Linda? Because there was a winner that had a craft name and we didn't know who you were. But if that was the case, call the store 775-852-2323. And then the consolation prize. So the first winner will win this, but it's got to answer the question, and I'll have a question later. And then the follow-up winner, like our second winner, will win the June Taylor hanging towel kit. And so this is a little kit to do a little towel. You can embroider on it. You can sew it all together, but it's cute. So that said, trigger warning regarding Santa. So if any of you are watching, with grandkids, now is the time for earmuffs. So the question of the week is, what is your funniest childhood memory associated with your childhood or your kid's childhood and the holiday? Oh, gotcha. Favorite Christmas memory. Okay, perfect. So I got to go back through. Jeannie's not in the store today. We have all those prizes kind of pulled aside with your names on it. So we will figure that out too. So long story short, question is, what is your funniest childhood memory around the holidays? And I'll share mine. I don't know why I thought about this last night, but as I was falling asleep, I thought about this last night and I could not stop cracking up about it. Mine is actually about my kids. So, for those of you who've experienced the wonderment on Elf on a Shelf, I am sure you know that is a love-hate relationship, right? Like, you wake up in the middle of the night. Remember, earmuffs. If there are any kids, out of the room. So I'm sure all of you have woken up that have ever done Elf on the Shelf. Especially, it's funny because we left at one point. My mom watched the kids, and my mom was every night was I had to wake up at 2 a.m. to go move that damn elf. And so, but our kids, when I say our kids believed. And so everyone in our circle, I'll never forget the first family that got Elf on a Shelf, because you lived to rue the day that somebody introduced you to it, because you go to bed and then you remember that you got to wake up and handle it. But it's a pretty fun thing, and it's a pretty amazing thing to do with the kids. But when I say our kids believed, our kids believed there was only one family in our group that was late to that party. And when they went and got Elf on the Shelf, they got the budget version. They didn't get the book. And so they just went and bought an Elf. And so for like a week, our kids are listening to these kids talk about how excited they are about the Elf and about how amazing it is that they have the Elf. And how they can't wait to meet their Elf. And then the day arrives when we go over to visit and see their Elf. And as we walk through the door, our kids are like, "Where's your Elf? Where's your Elf? Where's your Elf?" And the Elf is sitting on like a lamp table. And the daughter walks over and grabs the Elf and just hucks it. My kids immediately start screaming and crying. Like, ah, the magic's gone. Because if you read the book, it tells you in the book that as soon as you touch the Elf loses its magic. You can't touch the Elf. A human can't possibly touch the Elf. The moms completely freak out because you have one set of children telling another set of children that the magic's gone. The dad looks at me like, "What are you going to do about this?" And I'm like, "Dude, you can't touch the Elf. Like, what just happened?" And he's like, "We didn't buy the book. Like, we didn't buy the book. Like, we just thought you just move the Elf every day." And I'm like, "No, the Elf has to move by itself." And so I'm not about to I'm not about to tell my kids that their Elf's magic is not gone. So anyways, that's my funniest memory. I thought about that last night and I could not stop cracking up at how ridiculous that whole scenario is. Anyways, I don't know if that's funny to you or not, but that's my funny story for the holidays. So anyways, have a great day. Make something awesome. Remember to answer after the live stream in the comments that appear below. Funniest childhood memory or funniest memory around your kid's childhood that is about your holiday experience, whatever holiday you choose to participate in. So we'll be